Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Roxana and I am the person behind SoilandMagaritas. It is cold this morning. The fall temperatures finally arrived in central Indiana. I am in zone 5. I am right at the border of 6 and 5. Just to play it safe, I say that it's 5. So right about now, I am ready to put all of the perennials that I have in containers into the ground if I have a place for them. If not, I get them ready to leave them in the containers if they are hardy enough. But one of the projects that I have been thinking about since this summer is about my heucheras. I got a lot of heucheras to put in containers in the late summer, and you saw all of the arrangements that I have back there next to the garage, and also over here in this gorgeous urn planter that I got from Lowe's. I know some of you asked me about this container, this planter, and I got it from Lowe's about a couple of years ago. I don't know that they have them for sale anymore. I think that I checked last year because I wanted to get a second one, and somebody there mentioned that they discontinued this model, but they have some new gorgeous ones that you can probably check them out. So I have 3 different types of heucheras here, and I just absolutely love the colors. I think that heucheras are one of those perennials that, at least for me in my zone 5 in central Indiana, are hardy enough, and they just look gorgeous most of the time, most of the year. Depending on the location where I have them, they might stay somewhat decent looking throughout the winter. If they get plenty of sun, if they get plenty of moisture during the winter, then they do well. I do find that if I have them kind of like in an area where they get lots of shade and they get too much water, that they tend to suffer throughout the winter. And yes, I am talking about giving my heucheras lots of sun, because I tend to stick with darker color heucheras, and the darker varieties seem to handle a lot more sun than the regular light color leaves. So what I'm going to do, hopefully today, what I'm going to do is I am going to get all of the heucheras that I have in containers, and I'm going to move them into their permanent homes in the ground. These are the containers that I have in front of the garage. In a couple of past videos, I show you how I put this together. I have a bunch of annuals here. I have coleus, I have some sweet potato vines, I have some grasses. I just love everything that is going on here. And I am so sorry that I'm going to have to separate some of these out, because I have a bunch of heucheras here that I need to get out and move into the ground, mainly for 2 reasons. One, I want to give them enough time for them to sort of get situated and get established where they're going to be. And right now it's the perfect time to do it. But 2, I also need to use the containers where I have them right now for planting tulips. I am doing everything tulips right now, and I have a bunch of bulbs that need to be in containers, but I need the containers to be free. So I am going to be taking all of the heucheras that I want to go into the spot where I have them prepared, and everything else is just going to stay here. I do have some light color heucheras here in some of the containers. Those will be staying where they are. These heucheras are in full sun right now in these containers, and as you can see, they are suffering a little because where they are, I have them in full sun right here, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to leave them in this container right here, and then I'm just going to move her somewhere in the shade later in the year, and they'll be fine. They'll come back next year and everything. One of the things that I love about heucheras is that they come back for me if I leave them in containers year after year. I just have to make sure that if it's a dry winter, that I give them a little bit of water here and there, and they do fine. They are hardy enough for me. And like I said, I just love the combination of these colors that I have going on here, but I also want to make sure that the heucheras have plenty of time to get established. So right here under the hydrangea hedge, that's the place where I want to put all of my heucheras that I have in containers right now. The idea is to create just some sort of ground cover to, keep away the weeds, even though I don't really have much problem with weeds. But just to give it a little bit more of a visual for this area, I really haven't decided what I'm going to do as far as boxwoods. I have a boxwood there, which was a rescue and I got it for free. But also close to the where I have my lady back there, I have a hedge of boxwood. So I'm not sure if I'm going to follow it all the way over here, but that's going to be a decision that I will make for future years. I do love this area. It does get full sun. The hydrangeas are in full sun, so I know that throughout the winter when the hydrangeas are dormant, I am going to be having lots of sun for the heucheras, and I think they will be fine. They might struggle a little bit with all the sun that they will have, but I think that they will be okay, because as many as you know, I do leave the blooms on the hydrangeas there for the whole winter until early spring when I give them a big prune, and that's going to give them somewhat a little bit of a shade. So that's the plan. I am really cold this morning. I am actually just going to wait a little bit. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to give a little bit of I'm going to redefine the edging around where I have the hydrangeas, and then I'm going to bring all of the heucheras that I have and I'm going to place them where I think that I want them. So we'll see. I think that I have plenty, but you never know. I might have to go to the store and see if I can find a few more just to add here and there. So that's the plan for today. I'm just going to forward everything and hopefully you enjoy the video.
Standing underneath the lights, we look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground.
loving how this whole area is looking with all the heucheras as a ground cover. I definitely had plenty of heucheras, and I actually had to dig up a couple of mums that had been there for a few years now. I am going to move them somewhere else because I actually do not want them here anymore. Nothing wrong with them, I just want to move them somewhere else, but I am really happy with how everything came out. I got the heucheras close together because I want them to grow into each other really quickly, and I was actually not using my shovel as much as I thought it was going to be. I have beautiful soil to work with, and it has been raining for the past few days here in Indiana, so the soil is lovely to work with right now. So I was just using my hand shovel, and I have heucheras that are a little bit bigger than others, and that's okay. They will have plenty of time to grow and work well together. I was thinking about going to the store and grabbing a couple bags of mulch, but honestly, I don't think that I'm going to be doing that right now in the year because I do a heavy mulch in the spring. So I'm just going to wait a few months, and in the spring hopefully all of these heucheras do come back, and I just cannot wait to see all of them blooming together. And I just love all the rich colors of the greens and blues and orange and maybe even some pinks, I don't know. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the description below, and thanks for being here, you guys.